But now let's talk about this weather. You guys, it has been cold. It has been cold. It has been cold. And guess what? It is going to continue to be cold. But we got meteorologist Taylor Stephenson in with us. And Taylor, I hear it's going to be colder.
Yes, this weekend is going to be brutal. And it's so ironic that we finally have a weekend where we're not tracking winter weather, and it's probably going to be a brutally cold weekend. All of Eugene's outside plans, you just see, they just like deteriorated.
I got on this here stream and said, I'm going to be outside. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but not anymore.
I was thinking the same thing. It's Super Bowl weekend. There's a lot to do in Hampton Roads this weekend. But if you're going to be outside, just dress for if it was actually feeling like more like 5 degrees in Hampton Roads. So here's what we're tracking here with the 13 News Now weather team. We have a Clipper system coming through tomorrow, and really we're going to start to feel the effects of it starting tonight. And we'll see a few flurries come through here in Hampton Roads. And I'm going to change this over real quick to say tonight. Because a lot of these effects will happen tonight, and we will see some of those flakes still flying in some areas on Saturday morning. Now, let me give you the update on this as my Mac system decides to crash on me. Let's see if it works. There we go. So let's go ahead and take this graphic again. So we're going to expect a few flakes through the night tonight and tomorrow morning. We have this Clipper system coming through, and this system will be the reason why we get this big push of cold air. So again, just like we've seen kind of the past week or two, we have snowflakes, but not really much in the way of accumulation. Most models may be bringing a dusting, if that, to Hampton Roads. So don't expect this to be one of those systems that may have snow sticking around through early next week, causing you to maybe not have school. That's not the case with this. And of course, as we've mentioned, we have had such bad model consistency over the past week or two. So again, just know a few flakes are possible as we go ahead through today. Now, if we can go ahead and take this full, that would be great real quick. And we'll see later on behind this system, gusty winds and bitterly cold this weekend. And that is going to be the main story and why we've issued a weather impact alert for Saturday into Sunday morning. We're going to see temperatures, though, next week starting to climb back closer to normal after we've had some really brutally cold days over the past, 2-3 weeks?
Yes.
So, thank you, resident meteorologist. Yes.
Yes.
So, expect extreme cold. We do have a weather impact alert in effect for all day Saturday and then lingering into Sunday morning. That's February 7th and the 8th. Again, extremely cold, enough to issue an extreme cold watch from the Weather Service, most likely to be upgraded to an extreme cold warning by later on this afternoon and evening. Here's 2 reasons why it's going to be so brutally cold. Wind chills take into account the actual air temperature and the winds. We're going to see wind gusts as high as about 50 miles per hour, some areas 55 to 60 miles per hour during the weekend, where we do have wind advisories and high wind warnings in place for the area already. You add on to the fact that this Clipper system coming through tonight is going to bring us some colder air that is going to only exacerbate how cold it feels. So single-digit wind chills possible throughout the day on Saturday, and then early Sunday morning feels like temperatures feeling more like below zero. So what you need to do is bundle up. I would even recommend, this is one of the weekends where you may be able to open up your window, the blinds, to get some sunlight, but it's probably best to stay inside if you can. Also during this time, make sure that you check in on your vulnerable people, making sure that they have some place to go, lead them to warming centers. Your pets, they feel the effects of the cold as well, so making sure that they're indoors, and vulnerable plants need to be brought inside if they're potted. Now here's a live look from our satellite and radar, and if we can also take this full just so I can show you a few things around here with this satellite and radar for us. So satellite and radar for us is showing that there are a few snowflakes flying around this upper level system. And you can see this upper level system in the black dotted line. Here are the snowflakes now flying through Kentucky and West Virginia. We're going to zoom out even more. And you can see that this is the Clipper system up here into parts of the Great Lakes region where those low pressure systems are. Dotted line is an upper level system. Right now here in Hampton Roads, we are extremely quiet. Just a few of those clouds just across the area. But again, we may see some of the snowfall that's there. And I'm going to try to zoom in here. There in West Virginia and through Kentucky, starting to make its way through southeastern Virginia and northeastern North Carolina. So here's a look at the Clipper system coming through later on today. Futurecast shows that we're going to have a dry rest of your morning. Temperatures, it's cool outside. I would say it's cold, but honestly, in comparison to some of the days we had in the 20s, I'll take a day in the mid to upper 30s and lower 40s. We're going to make it to the lower 40s today. Still about 10 degrees below normal, but at least it's not going to be brutally cold. But you can see the snow starting to build in places like central Virginia. We get into this evening, and that's when our radar starts to light up just a little bit. And you're going to start to see the snowflakes flying. Now, again, we are not expecting big accumulations with this. This is not going to be a winter storm-esque day. This is just, we have snowflakes in the area. Nothing to really be too hype about. To the south, this is going to be more of your rain snow mix. So the further south you live, the kind of on the cusp of seeing those snowflakes. And then that falls apart by midnight tonight, leaving us with a cold night, but another round of a few flurries possible early Saturday morning. So we're not out of the clear when it comes to seeing snowflakes fly when we kind of end this day. It really lingers into Saturday morning and then falls apart and moves to the southeast by the afternoon on by the late morning on Saturday. Now, here's a look. I'm going to stop this Futurecast here because the most important part is talking about how cold it's going to feel. But I want to show you that we have these really strong northwest winds, and temperatures in the morning will be in the upper 20s, and wind gusts at 9 a.m. could be as high as 40 miles per hour. So it could be a very chilly morning. So here's a look going through Saturday morning right around that time. So temperatures are in the upper 20s. Wind gusts are around 40 miles per hour. It's going to feel more like 8 below zero in Chincoteague by the time we get to around 9 a.m. tomorrow. 3 degrees as it feels like temperature in Norfolk, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach. Down around the Albemarle feels like temperature still below 10 degrees. So the further north you go in this situation, the colder it's going to feel. Places like Newport News, Williamsburg feeling more like 0 to 2 degrees by 9 a.m. Let's walk you going ahead through about noon. At noon, still really windy again, but maybe feeling a bit better, but not by much. Still feeling like below zero in places around the peninsulas. You get to the south side, still feeling like the single digits. It's North Carolina where we could see some, feels like temperatures in the teens. Either way, super chilly. Through the afternoon, feels like temperatures may get to, at best, right around 10 to 12 degrees. And around the south side, maybe inland, feeling more like 13 to 15 degrees. And then you still around the peninsulas, places like Chincoteague may not get above freezing for those feels like temperatures all day long. So it would be a very cold afternoon for us. And then we get into the evening time and temperatures drop even further. That's why we've issued that weather impact alert and extended it through Saturday night into Sunday morning, where you see the feels like temperature in Norfolk around midnight to 1.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to interrupt you. That just looks terrible. You were going along and all the and I looked at the graphic and I said -1.
Yeah. I'm just here to deliver information. Do with it what you will. There will be probably some people who still try to venture outside. I will not be one of those people. If you do not know, both Eugene and I are from the deep south. And this is, man. You stay at home bundled in about a comforter, a blanket, a sheet, and maybe even the heat on. In this sense,
cold might as well be blind because it won't see me.
It will not see us.
See
okay, I'm in that wagon too. I will be in my
Sarah,
bed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Taylor, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No,
Keep
it's okay.
going.
It's okay. These are valid feelings.
Yeah.
I will never gaslight you into believing that your feelings are not valid in a case like this, because as I feel like as news people, we try to keep a very narrow path when it comes to our emotions. You can get emotional over weather like this. I will grant this in this case.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a graphic. It just hit me, and I said, "Oh my God." I knew this. I already knew this information, and I saw the graphic, and I said, "Oh, keep going, man."
It's okay.
It's
all right. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and get through this, because I know this is paining Eugene to make me. I'm gonna take a little bit faster. Okay. So we go through Sunday morning, and you can see that it feels like 1 below 0 in Norfolk. This is around 4 to 5 a.m. Still feeling like below 0 around the eastern shore. Same for the peninsulas. So it's going to be a very, very cold morning. And that leads us through about 8 a.m. on Sunday, where you can see that it still feels like the single digits or below 0. So again, this is one of those weekends where even though it's going to look fantastic outside, finally, after seeing winter weather for the past couple of weekends, it's not a weekend that I would even say, hey, enjoy your time outside, because it's probably best that you limit time outdoors in this situation, just because getting frostbite and hypothermia are only accelerated in these really brutal conditions. So I know that I know I'm probably lost some people, and they probably lost hope, and that's okay. And that's all right. Let me give you a little bit more positive news, okay? So this weekend, temperatures at best in the upper 20s. It's going to be very chilly. That's going to be about 25 degrees below normal for this time of year. But by Wednesday, we should finally push closer to 50. And we haven't seen the 50s in quite some time. And our average high temperature this time of year is 52 degrees. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but slowly temperatures are creeping up. So we've already hit our lowest point of an average of 50 degrees in the middle of January. So now that we're in the early parts of February, temperatures will start to go up. So hopefully our temperature trend starts to continue heading in the right direction, where we should see some lower 50s by the middle of next week. But it still seems like most days, if not all, should be below normal for this time of year. So very, very chilly conditions over the next 10 days. And that does lead us Saturday, Sunday next Saturday and Sunday, that is Valentine's weekend. So for those who may have plans, expect for a cooler than normal weekend, but it seems like so far it shouldn't be brutally cold for shedding some love on, sharing the love with your loved ones. So that's what I have for you today. Just make sure that you are bundled up. Again, extreme cold watch in effect, and that is because it feels like temperatures will be near 0 most of the day on Saturday through Sunday morning. So please, again, make sure to bundle up if you're heading outdoors. Make sure to check on your vulnerable people, that your loved ones. And for those you may be houseless or homeless, make sure that they also have the resources to know where warming centers are. Your pets, again, they feel the cold, so bring them inside, give them some cuddles, and of course your plants that are potted that can be removed from outdoors, I would bring them inside, because this is brutally cold, not only because of the actual temperatures, but because it's going to be windy, wind gusts as high as about 50 miles per hour plus.
Cuddle the pets, cuddle me, somebody. I mean, my
Lord.
goodness, with this. With Sarah, did you hear her? She said it was going to feel like -1 in Virginia Beach. Sarah's unbothered.
I'm dissociating. I heard.
And okay, I'm going to reel it in and be a little bit more serious, because here's the thing. It is very important that people do keep themselves warm as best as possible, because of the things that you just said that are real. Hypothermia is real. It is a real thing, and we've seen people who have, unfortunately, across the country in this winter sweep, who have been severely affected or unfortunately died. That's not me trying to sound an alarm for folks. I'm just saying, make sure that you're properly, you have on the proper attire when you're going out for these next weeks. Listen, I'm from the deep south with you, but I have lived in a place for almost a decade where these type of temperatures happen very frequently, all right, being in the Midwest. So there are people across the country who live in this all the time. One of the key things they do, and they taught me real quick, is how to dress for it. Mm-hmm. And that is what you have to do. And there's a reason for it, right? You just want to make sure that you are well protected. To piggyback on your point, too, about those who are houseless, there are several cities that have services for people, too. They want to make sure that, like I think of Virginia Beach, for instance, call into the city. They have different resources. There have been churches that have worked together here in Norfolk as well to make sure people have resources. If you know someone who is houseless, a family member, please make sure that those resources are available. We have past stories on our website, 13newsnow.com, that will list those as well. So nothing to play around with. I'm not trying to make it a joking matter, even though my personal feelings in the matter clearly were a little hurt seeing that. But I'm excited to hear that next weekend, Taylor, you're saying it shouldn't be, not like this as much, especially in time for Valentine's Day. Still, relatively not warm, but decently for a winter day.
Yeah, for winter, I'll take mid-40s. I would prefer if we could be near normal in the 50s. But if we can, I would take 40s over 20s any day. So hopefully, and again, this is a 10-day forecast, so things are bound to change. So definitely stay tuned for that Valentine's Day forecast that will start showing on our 7-day forecast starting on Sunday.
Yeah, and you know what? If we try to complain, we can always think what it is in Cincinnati right now. Can we pull this up? The snowfall in Cincinnati, Ohio. Take that. Look, we're not that. We are not that.
We're not that, but they're used to it.
It's pretty. It is pretty.
It's pretty. But you can see that they're used to. Look how the roads are already super clear. Yeah, they're used to it.
And everything else is just white. So it is beautiful. It is great to look at. Not something I necessarily want to feel and touch on my own. All right, Taylor, anything else you want the folks to know? And if not, that's okay.
No, I think that's about it. Just, bundle up, enjoy the weekend where you don't have to stress about winter weather. I guess it's more for me than than the rest of you. But it's going to be a sunny, brutally cold weekend. So just make sure you protect yourself and your loved ones.
And while Taylor is here, two things. One, yesterday was National Weatherperson Day.
It was.
Round of applause for our resident here, meteorologist extraordinaire in Taylor. So shout out to you. I know this last 3 weeks, man, the work that you guys have done and is truly commendable. Because it was a lot. It was a major effort. 3 completely different systems that were bringing in the snow. There's a lot. So I just want to give you your props.
Thank you.
I also, since I have you here dressed in the red with the pin. Today is Go Red for Women Day with the American Heart Association. That's why a lot of us are wearing red. I typically wear red on Friday. We do to remember and to honor our troops. But today we're also doing it in support of Go Red for Women. And Taylor, I saw your pen over there. I know you got the pen on. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Because didn't you recently you were able to attend like a luncheon with other women with the American Heart Association with an effort like this?
Yeah, so there's a Women in Media luncheon that happens every year, and so I'm honored to attend it. There's a few of us there from 13 News Now. Anchor Janet Roach was there. Anchor Dana Smith was there. And so there was a few of us from 13 News Now who attended this luncheon. And basically at the luncheon, we talk about how the number one cause of death for women is heart-related illnesses. And so we talked about how stress can be an inducing factor for leading to the acceleration of those heart diseases. And just how you live your daily life, how you eat, how you exercise, can also play a role. But sometimes you can be the healthiest person in the room and still have health issues. So we just talked about how to manage stress and kind of take away the factors that we can control in those situations, especially as women who work in a very high stress environment. And one thing that really resonated with me that I'll talk about from the luncheon is that as a meteorologist, there are only about 30% of all broadcast meteorologists who are women. And on my team specifically, I'm the only woman and only person of color. And in an environment like the news, it can create a very stressful environment for women and people of color. And so that really resonated with me because, I mean, I feel like I do feel that stress sometimes, but it's learning about how to manage it. And so that's why when people always say, Taylor, you're always on vacation, Taylor, you're always out of town, it's because I really, truly value a work-life balance that keeps me grounded and that helps to relieve my stress.
And for those of you who do not know, we stand 10 toes down behind
Okay.
Taylor Stephenson.
You better let him know. Clock it.
Absolutely. And I just not only appreciate you, admire you so much.
Thank you.
And again, I know these last few weeks have definitely stretched a lot of us, but no more than your team and particularly you for some things that you've also encountered here recently. So thank you for saying that. We support you. We're so proud of you. Thankful to work with you.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think that's a good place to go ahead and take a break. How about that?
I think so too.
We'll transition on out. We'll be back in just a few moments.